Hello, 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 everyone. Good evening. Good evening. Linda, number one girl. You number one in here tonight. All right. Hello, PG. Hello, hello, hello to you. H, how you doing? How you doing tonight? God bless. Hello, PG. Be blessed. I love this channel. Amen. Hey, I love this channel too. God bless. Number two, H is number two in here tonight, everybody. And number three is Linda. How you? Oh no, Linda was number one. Wait a minute, I'm losing my mind. Sassy Pants. Sassy Pants number three. There we go. There we go. Wait a minute. I want to go back and give it to Linda. Right? I'm just kidding, Sassy Pants. You know it. Hello, PG and chat. Much love and prayers for all the missing exploited people around the world. Amen. Amen. And there's a lot of missing people around the world, too. Man, I was looking at the statistics today, and wow, you would not believe how many people, just vanish. It's crazy. Scary. That's what it is. Scary. Brat, number four. Good evening, PG. Much love. God bless. Summer Moon, Utah Wells. To everyone in chat, prayers to Norway. Prayers. God bless. God bless. Yeah, I wonder what our Miss Norway's doing. God bless her. Let me get down through here. Hey, Jean, how you doing? Mountain Mama Homestead. Good to see you, hon. Good to see you. Let me move on down through here. Oh, that is beautiful. Brat, that is beautiful. Hey, Carla, Sandra. There you are, girlfriend. There's Australia. How you doing, sweetie? Robin, Patty Ponytail. Good to see everybody in here tonight. Hey, Nicole's. How you doing, sweetie? Oh, there's the grieving mama. And Jenny. Just chilling. Riding solo. There you are, girl. Hey, Peanut Chow, how you doing, sweetie? Let me see. And there's Sue. How you doing, hun? Good to see everybody in the chat tonight. Absolutely. All right. Yeah, I think Andrew's got some explaining to do, right? I think this time it's Andrew that needs to explain some things. Hey, Kimberly, how you doing, sweetie? Oh, there's Beth Ann. Let me see. I think I seen her somewhere. I seen her. I know I saw her. Where'd she go? There's Beth Ann. How you doing tonight? Hey, everyone. Too busy to tag anyone. PG, are you sick again? Yeah, girl. Yeah, I've been sick for a long time. Right? Sick of these kids coming up missing. That's what I'm sick of. Sick of so many children coming up missing. It's absolutely horrible. Absolutely horrible. Hey, Charlotte's Web. Charlotte's Webbing. How you doing, sweetie? Every 40 seconds, a child goes missing. Amen. Absolutely. And I'm going to tell you, there was a little autistic boy went missing. And they found him, but he's no longer with us, right? He's no longer with us. He got away from the parents, and I guess they took their eyes off of him just for a few seconds. And, he's gone. That's how quick it is. That's how quick it is. And I guess, he tried to get out, thought the water was frozen or something, tried to get out on some ice, and yeah, it was all bad. All bad. So, condolence to the family, and and the friends of the family as a horrible thing, a very horrible thing. Um, to lose a loved one like that, and it's super hard on parents, right? Super hard on the parents because they're going to forever blame themselves because they took an eye off of him for just a second, but it wasn't their fault. It wasn't their fault. Things happen, and you can't you can't beat yourself up. You know, um, you've got to move on because that's what the child would have wanted you to do, and your loved one, they would want you to move on. So that's what you need to do. Hey, Moonchild, how you doing? Hello, Fair Garden. Hello, hello, hello to you. Yeah, but easier said than done. Easier said than done, you guys. I know that. But anyway, I was going over some things um and took note. I took note that Andrew was supposed to have like 14 people, right? Like 14 people up at the Wells house. Let's get right into this tonight. Hey, Ruby Rainmaker, I see you, girl. God bless. Good to see you in here.
I met Candace through my mom. My mom, Sherry. My mom met her down at the Santa train. Big thing here in Kingsport, Tennessee. Every year they have Santa coming on a train, and all the locals come to it and watch them. And we just clicked. We're the same age. And I didn't care. It didn't bother me that her house was dirty or not. I get that when I had friendships. To me, it's how the person treats you, and. And then my kids knew her before I did. They knew her
because of grandma.
Because of my mom Sherry, yes.
How long ago was this? How long have you guys known each other? How long have you been friends?
We've known each other for about a year and a half.
Okay.
2 years. And let's see. I stopped having contact with her back in September, October. Hunter's father was moving down here from New York. Candace opened up her house to him and his 14 people.
So they must have met Candace in December, November, December of 2018. 2018. No, it would have been like 2019, December of 2019, because they would have known, she said about 2 years. So 2019, 2020, 2021. So no, it might have been 2018, because I know she met up with Allison's mother. That's who Candace met up with first, was Allison's mother at the Christmas parade. So that would have been in late November, December, probably in December, I would say. So if they met at the parade in December, 2 years, you go back 2020, so you go back, so it would be like 2018. I was right.
That he came down within their kids, and they decided to go back home the same day, and we kind of got stuck with Jose. Me and Jose started kicking it off, and the next thing you know, Candace was getting drunk every night and putting her moves all over him. First of all, you don't do that if you're married. Second of all, you don't do that to your best friend.
You know what I find suspicious is Candace meets Allison and them in 2018. In 2020, in 2020, um, a bunch of people come down from New York City, right? Andrew and 14 people, like 14 people come down with Andrew. Um, and that's what Allison says. Like 14 people, right? Come down there. Does anybody need me to play this again? Does anyone need me to play this again? Put a 1 in the chat if you need me to play it again. Yeah, 14. And you know, that's kind of suspicious. That's kind of suspicious because he brings a U-Haul truck, and a U-Haul truck sits like 2, maybe 3 in the front, usually only about 2. And if you're carrying any kind of baggage, then 1 person in the U-Haul truck. And then you have, you know, even if they brought another vehicle, it's only going to seat 5 to 6 people. So that's 7. They had like 7 people stashed away, plus the kids. I mean, she said plus the kids, right?
I met Candace through my mom. My mom, Sherry. My mom met her down at the Santa train. Big thing here in Kingsport, Tennessee. Every year they have Santa coming on a train, and all the locals come to it and watch them. And, you know, we just clicked. We're the same age. You know, and I didn't care. You know, it didn't bother me that her house was dirty or not. I get that when I had friendships. To me, it's how the person treats you, and you know. And then my kids knew her before I did. They knew her
because of grandma.
Because of my mom Sherry, yes.
How long ago was this? How long have you guys known each other? How long have you been friends?
We've known each other for about a year and a half.
Okay.
2 years. And let's see. I stopped having contact with her back in September, October. Hunter's father was moving down here from New York. Candace opened up his house to him and his 14 people that he came down with and their kids.
Came down with 14 people, him and his 14 people, and kids. And then she says kids. We'll listen to that again.
Candace opened up his house to him and his 14 people.
Candace opened her house up to him and his 14 people, and then she says, and kids.
That he came down with and their kids.
I came down in with their kids. Okay, so we've got 14 people and their kids, right? 1 freaking U-Haul and maybe a car. No way in hell. No way in hell they have furniture or anything else in this U-Haul. It sounds like there was about 14 adults and God knows how many kids, right? God knows how many kids. Maybe as high as 10 to 15 children. We're looking at damn near 30 people, right? 30 people. It's going to be staying up at Candace's. Did they? Was there 30 people? Was they 14 adults and a flock of kids anywhere from 10 to 15 children up on Ben Hill Road? Because she said Candace was taking them in. She was going to keep them. One U-Haul, that many people. There. It sounds like. It sounds like I don't know. It sounds like maybe packing a load of people to dump, right? Yeah, deputy sheriff. You know, yeah, it don't sound legal, does it? It don't sound like it was legal. That's for sure. That's absolutely for sure. Now you heard her. You heard her yourselves.
New York. Candace opened up his house to him and his 14 people that he came down within their kids.
Opened her house to him and their 14 people. When she says people, she's talking adults. Then she adds in the children. 14 adults came down there? I'm going to tell you, this wasn't no Andrew relocating to a new home or a new, rental in Tennessee. And also, he couldn't ever show receipts. He couldn't show no receipts for the house he was going to. He didn't have an address. He didn't have a landlord's name. I didn't see no proof of of anything about Tennessee when they came down. There was no proof, right? He showed no receipts, as in, like, for instance, if I had came down to Tennessee to rent a place, right? And then later a child disappears like this, I would be able to show receipts. I would be able to say, hey, this is the address. This was the landlord, right? Verify it. I don't care. I don't care. If it's the truth, I don't care if you verify it. But he didn't seem to have no addresses, no landlord names, no way of verifying anything about a house. It sounds like something shady went on coming down with 14 adult people and a truckload of children. Where would they been room for any furniture? Where would they been room for anything? Right? Wow. I don't know. I don't know. No, because Jody, Sue, and Andy had already Jody, Sue, and Andy had already took dibs on the Wells home if it was to go up for sale. If the house was going to go up for, I don't think so. And Andrew, these people don't have that kind of money. They don't have that kind of money. None of these people have that. They're a bunch of broke. These are a bunch of broke humans out of New York City. They're barely being able to, get the gas. When Jose came down there, he's flat ass broke, right? He has to get a job and wait for his first paycheck to even, be able to buy himself a soda pop. They didn't come down to buy no land. Hell no. PG, please read and reply. Reply to what? That video has been uh what do you mean? What do you mean? I'm not I read your above comment, but what I'm saying is, you know, um could you be more self-explanatory? I read the above comments. Hi, Phoebe. Um, at the shed near the house. I did never hear there was a live of Don meeting an old red truck with a big something on the back. Don watched it turn up, went down, met the driver, and directed the truck up the road the bus was on and parked it. Um, I didn't ever see. I I didn't ever see that video. I didn't ever see that video. I'm sorry, but I didn't ever see that video. Black truck, red truck with. I'm trying to think back. Red truck. I know that Robin and her husband had got a red truck. And I'm sure it went up to Don's house after Summer came up missing. I don't know about before Summer came. I didn't see no videos. Actually, it couldn't have been before. After there was a truck that Robin and her husband got. Hey, hello, 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 Blue Bella. Good to see you, girl. Good to see you. Hey, Honey Coyote, how you doing, sweetie? Good to see everybody in here tonight. Older style, old truck. Hmm. Okay, red Toyota. Um, that that would have belonged to Robin and her husband. They had bought one off of a young boy, and then the young boy had gotten pretty attacked. His dad had gave it to him, and he decided to sell it. And Robin and her husband reached out to buy it, and the next thing you know, it was. I mean, they still got it, as far as I know. They still have that particular red truck that they bought from the boy. but it sure caused that young boy a lot of issues. It was sad. Yes, yes. Don Wells also had an old blue truck sitting down there, where the bus is in the back, and there's like an old blue truck and some other things. Oh, Blue Bella, I appreciate that. God bless. I got a super sticker. All right. God bless. I appreciate that. I appreciate it. I really do, girl. God bless. I appreciate you supporting Summer's channel. I really do. I know she would appreciate it too. I appreciate you helping her channel continue to go forward and grow. Amen. And it helps a lot of other missing kids too. So God bless. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that must have been because Robin was going up there a lot. Robin was going up there a lot. Um After Summer came up missing. She was up there quite a bit on Ben Hill Road. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Open panel here every night. Absolutely. You're more than welcome to grab the link, come up, have your have your say if you want. Um, whatever you think, whatever you think, um, it's always good for all of us to work together, Um, one person can't do everything, it takes a lot of people, a lot of people, a lot of brain power, to figure out what truly happened to a missing child. It takes a lot of brain power. So it's open panel here every night. Absolutely. Oh, that is so sweet. I love to be able to support Summer's channel. You're so welcome. I love you guys, a girl, and we do appreciate it. We really do. God knows our heart. I appreciate that. God bless. Um, and you know what, Australia, that is so true. That canoe was always moving. That canoe was out in the yard. It was up against a house. You're right. It was on top of a vehicle. Um, yeah, yeah, they was shifting that canoe like crazy. Get it down, pass it around, right? No, I didn't see that. I, I would like to. I didn't see that one. I didn't see Jody Sue. I like to saw that picture. I probably could have got real creative with that one. Right? But yeah, you heard that it came out Allison's mouth herself. 14 people and children. You tell me where there would have been room in the back of a freaking little U-Haul. I mean, a U-Haul don't haul that much stuff, right? You might be able to get be able to get like one or two bedrooms in there. Maybe a living room, right? A dining room, and it's pretty full. It's, by the time you add your extra stuff, right? Like your boxes and your like your clothes and your kitchenware and all. I mean, it's coming out the back. You barely being able to shut the door on it. So, 14 people. Where the hell are you going to put 14 people? There's no way. There is no way. Absolutely not. And a bunch of kids. The back of that truck had to have been empty. And that back of that truck must have just had mattresses, clothes, and people. That's what it sounds like to me. Mattresses, clothes, and people. That, that's what it's sounding like. And then they go to a U-Haul place. They go to a storage. That really doesn't sound right. They've got 14 humans, a bunch of kids that they're supposed to take up on this isolated hill, Ben Hill Road, and some reason they end up getting a storage. Sounds to me like they're worried that someone still might be able to run off, right? I don't know. It sounds like some shady shit to me. That sounds like some shady stuff, you guys.
And they decided to go back home the same day, and we kind of got stuck with Jose. Me and Jose started kicking it off, and the next thing you know, Candace was getting drunk every night and putting her moves all over him.
Candace was getting drunk every night and putting her moves all over him. Right? Whoa. I bet old boy wanted to move. Once he got a whiff of that, he probably wanted to move. Oh my God. Like, what the hell did he get into, right? What the hell did he get himself into? That's crazy. I totally I know that you're serious, Em. I know you are, hun. Um, but I would say that truck. I would say that truck belonged to the only one. The only one that had a truck like that was Robin, but they bought it after Summer came up missing. I know that they said a truck like that was seen. I thought it was suspicious that Robin and her old man would buy one, you know, later. But, you know, um, we're going to talk about Robin. We're going to talk about Robin, you guys, because um, I've been um, reviewing some things, and I think that we kind of overlooked a whole lot of things in Summer's case. I think we overlooked a whole lot of stuff, because we were in the thick of it. We were in the thick of it, and there was so much. Like, it was overwhelming, so much, and to cover. And I think, we were trying to snatch on to the most important things, which was smart. That was the smartest thing to do. But there's a lot of other things, you know, a lot of other things we kind of, didn't snatch onto because we were in the thick of it all. And now down the road, we're having an opportunity, you know, of being able to go back and kind of come forward and grab on to some of the little pieces, right? We got the big pieces. Now we're able to grab onto some of those little pieces that go into this puzzle. And I've been finding some things that's like, whoa, mind blowing, right? Some mind blowing stuff. But we're going to talk about Robin, not tonight, because tonight we're on Andrew and we're on this 14 people. Where did they stay? Did they get put into that? Did they get put into that lockup? Who was these 14 people? Who was all the children? There's some questions here, right? There's some questions here. Um, that something ain't right. about that trip. Something ain't right about it. Like I said, there's no receipts. There's no receipts to no house ever going to be gotten. Um, it sounds like a load of bullshit if you ask me about the
First of
house
all,
and
you
all
don't do that
that.
if you're married. Okay. Second of all, you don't do that to your best friend.
No, no, you don't do that to your best friend. If your best friend, drags in an alley rat, wants to lay around with it, you know, you shouldn't be trying to you shouldn't be trying to move in on that alley rat. That's true, especially if you got a husband. If you already got an alley rat, right? If you've already got an alley rat, you shouldn't be trying to get your best friend's alley rat. That's true. You know. And that's that seemed to be the only thing in Ben Hill Road, right? Bunch of alley rats. I don't know. I don't know. Oh no, that truck in the ditch. The truck down there in the ditch was after Summer came up missing. Matter of fact, um, I was on the phone with Donald when that truck was down there, in a ditch. There was a woman in it. He kept telling me, Sissy, there's a woman in this truck and she's trying to hide her face. And I said, why is she trying to hide her face? He said, I don't know. He said, but she's trying to hide up in there. And law enforcement was there. Don called law enforcement. Law enforcement came in there. Um, yeah, that was after Summer came up missing. That wasn't before. That was after Summer came up missing, the day that truck was stuck in that ditch. It had a man in it. I guess it got, must have came in there sometime in the night and went down and turned around and happened to run off the road going back out to Beach Creek. It must have ran off the road. But it did. It had a woman in it. Matter of fact, Don sent me pictures. He sent me pictures of this truck and the people inside of it. He took pictures of it. Yeah. No, it wasn't. It wasn't the morning Summer came up missing. That's not true. That's not true. That was after. That was after Summer went missing. Um, Maybe it was, pretty soon after she went missing. It was pretty close to when she went missing, but it wasn't. Wasn't the day she went missing. That's not true. Hey, O'Sullivan, I appreciate another super sticker. God bless. God bless. I appreciate it. I appreciate the support. God bless. But yeah, that was not. That's not true. Uh-uh. I don't know what Don was. I mean, Don. I don't. I don't know exactly what Don was saying about. I do know what Don was saying about a whole lot of things. He was saying all kinds of shit. But what I'm trying to say is, it wasn't true. He said so much on truth. That's what was pissing me off. It's Donald. Every time I would be watching, right? I would be watching and um, everything, and I would hear him lying, just like straight up lying. And I'm like, I can't. Why are you lying? He like the yellow car, right? That sped out of there. It didn't speed out of Ben Hill Road. It sped past law enforcement as they was coming to Ben Hill Road. And and it was for a whole different reason. It got cleared, but Don's throwing it under a bus like, he didn't know that it had been. Yes, you did. I mean, yes, you did. The detective came up there and told us that that car had been cleared. He knew it. There was so many things that, you know, Don was throwing under the bus that had been cleared and had been taken care of. And he just was, you know, and he was saying stuff happened on, you know, before, um, at times when it didn't. I don't know why he was doing all of this. You know, like I said, I came to this conclusion pretty quickly that Don Wells was, you know, doing all these things to just keep the focus. He didn't care what he said, just keep the focus off of him and Candace. You know, he didn't want to talk about Summer or Summer's case, and he didn't want no focus where Summer's case was concerned on him and Candace. He was trying to keep the focus everywhere but on Summer and on him and Candace. You know, he was separating himself. He was separating Summer completely, like she wasn't even missing. He was, you know, she didn't exist. Like she was, you know, she didn't exist. Um, there was no missing kid. You know, Don, in Don's mind, there is no missing child. He separated himself from his daughter, and so did Candace. And then it was just in his mind, there's just him and Candace, and now him and Candace have to, you know, entertain all of these people, you know, and bullshit all these people to keep you know, their gift cards and their cash apps and Venmos and PayPals and all their stuff coming in, and on top of all the wish list and the other gifts that people were sending. And, you know, to keep all this flow coming in, they were just, you know, trying to bullshit people and keep, you know, and keep the focus on yellow cars, Mr. Dobbs, you know, the Light brothers, Allison and them, keep it on, you know, all of these other things, you know, and on the sisters up in Utah. I mean, that really put Summer in the dark, right? It really put her back there in the dark, because everybody was on that instead of Summer's case where everything's supposed to have been. And, you know, that was a problem. That was a problem. So that's what him and Candace were doing. So, but that vehicle was after Summer came up missing in the ditch with some lady trying to hide herself, and some guy in there. And I believe there was, I believe there was a kid. If I'm not mistaken, there was a child in that vehicle too that needed to be pulled out of the ditch. And law enforcement did come in. They was there. Because Don went up and asked law enforcement if it was okay for him to take pictures, and the officer said yes. So he took some pictures, you know, of that truck, because I personally heard him. I personally heard him talking to law enforcement. No, there's no furry animals hurt Summer. Right, right, Charlotte's Webbing. I'm going to tell you something. If someone's child, the natural instincts, the natural instincts for a parent of a missing child is to immediately start frantically screaming the child's name. That's the first thing a parent does. Start screaming for the child. They start, you know, screaming, Summer, Summer, you know, where are you, hun? Where are you? that would be the first reaction, is to start screaming while they're in motion of checking the inside the house, inside out, finish looking through the house. Boys, you would immediately go into the yard, start hollering, looking into the wooded areas, looking down on the road, getting grandma's attention by sending one of the boys towards grandma's camper to see if she's there, get grandma out helping as well. Your first instincts would be get down, to get down on that road immediately. No calling Dom Wells, no calling anyone. You would immediately get in a vehicle and get off the hill and start looking, both ways through the woods to see if you could see her up in there, lost, or if you could see any vehicles, going in either direction out on Beach Creek, because that's really the only main road out of Ben Hill for someone to go, and they can only go in one or two directions. So, that would be your first instincts, is to, if you felt the child could have possibly been picked up or abducted, would to be, get out there on the main road and floor it as fast as you can. If you could get someone to get on the road and go the other direction and floor it to see if there's any vehicles down through there that might have, just came out of Ben Hill Road, that would have been amazing. Got license plates numbers off of them, maybe, came up on them to see if there's a child in the car, whatever. That would be your first instincts. Now, I'll tell you what happened to me, and to my family one time. We were actually, getting ready to turn in for the night. It was really late at night. We were getting ready to turn in, and we hear boom, right? Somebody had, hit our vehicle and tried to get away, right? And we were able, now, let's mind you, we're inside of a house, right? But we were able to, within minutes, fly out with keys, jump in a different vehicle and fly down the road. And we actually was able to catch up with the person, right? The person who had, hit the vehicle and took off. We were able to get a license number. We was able to contact law enforcement. So that's what I'm talking about. That's your first instincts. And, this ain't a child missing. This is someone just hit the freaking car, which is insured, but you don't let someone get away with doing such a dirty thing, right? You want someone to pay, they bust your car up because they're drinking, they've been out having a good night on the town and they bust your vehicle up. Why should your insurance company have to endure all of this when it's somebody else's fault that decided they can just get away with doing what they did? And, so we wasn't going to let them get away. And we didn't. But, that's your first instincts. Now, it would be even, if it was your child, I want to tell you something. You're not just going to get a license number. You're going to stay on that vehicle until law enforcement joins you on that vehicle, right? You're going to stick with it. You're going to let law enforcement know where you're at, whether it's freeway or what road you're on, and you're going to wait until law enforcement picks up with you and somehow, figures out how to stop this vehicle to rescue the child. But Candace wasn't doing none of this. She wasn't doing none of this. And that's what prompts me to believe that, she don't think she knew Summer wasn't, in my opinion, this is just my opinion. she knew that Summer was not abducted, right? If I just, Don and Candace Wells, you know, they're hood rats too. These people are from the hood, you know, they're from the dirty, the hood. And, you know, they don't let people get away. They don't let people get away, especially with one of their kids. And, you know, Candace would have been on it. She wouldn't have, you know, she'd have been, in that vehicle off the hill. She would have tried to be behind whatever vehicle's getting out of there, you know. And when a vehicle comes into Ben Hill Road, you know, say per se someone came in and they did abduct Summer. Well, they would have to, you know, either pull up in someone's driveway and, you know, try to back that ass out, back out to go back out to Beach Creek. Or they'd have to go all the way down to the end, turn around, and try to come back down to go out. Now, you know, they ain't going to do all this in 2 minutes. They ain't going to, you know, you're not going to abduct a kid, get all the way down off of that hill to the road, and then in a vehicle, turn it around and be gone out of Ben Hill in 2 minutes. There's no way in hell. Absolutely. It's going to take you more than 2 minutes. If you're up on that hill, it's going to take you more than 2 minutes to get the kid and get halfway down the hill. Like, you know, this is going to be up on Ben Hill Road, grab up a kid, get all the way off of 110 back to the road, back to a vehicle. Man, you're talking 5, 6, 7 minutes or more just to get that done. Packing a kid, especially a kid's fighting you. And then get to the vehicle to get it in there, and it's going to be swarming and carrying on. And, you know, hell no. You'd have plenty of time. You would have plenty of time to get in your vehicle, get your ass down there, catch that son of a mother, and, you know, put a whole stop to that shit. Just saying. So do I believe there was an abduction? Hell no. Hell no. You know? No. No way in hell. Last time I checked, I don't know, but the last time I checked, it's not easy. It's not easy to abduct somebody from inside a house, you know? Somebody that has been, you know, walked all the way over, you know, they've been walked all the way over to the house, screamed up in there, hey, everybody in the house, watch this kid, you know, and then, you know, the kid goes all the way up in the house, and I'm just saying, there's no way in hell. There's no way in hell. And it would have took, put it this way, if Summer wanted to go back into the house, right? She wanted to go back over to the house, and Candace walked her all the way over to the house, which I don't believe any of this shit. But if she walked her all the way back over to the house and she watched her go up in there, okay? Come on, Summer, let's go walk over to the house. Let's go, you know, watch you up in there. Boys, watch Summer, right? Make sure you watch your sister. She wants to come in here and play with you. So you watch her. If Summer went in that house, then, you know, she would have went over. She'd have went, for one, she was playing on the floor with her toys. So she would have checked that area out, right? She would have looked that area over, maybe picked up some things, you know, because that's where she was last when she got interrupted to plant flowers. So she would have gotten, you know, looked over the area where she originally was playing. I would have thought that she'd go back to playing whatever she was doing before she was so rudely interrupted, because that's what most kids do. But I'm sure she would have checked that area out to see if she wanted to go back to that. And then she would have went over and, surveyed what her brothers were doing, right? She'd have went and surveyed them, probably, said some things to them or tried to interact with them. And that would have been at least a couple minutes before she would have even thought about, hey, they're in their own world, they're not wanting to play with me, and then she would go somewhere else in the house. Now, even if she was to go somewhere else, 2 minutes is already gone. And now, and Candace is coming back in the front door when Summer would have been, um, when Summer would have been heading around the counter to go down the basement. So as soon as, and Candace said, as soon as she walked in, where's your sister? Well, Summer would have popped right back out from underneath the counter because she wouldn't even have been, she wouldn't even have been on the stairs to really go down the basement yet when Mom starts hollering, where are you? I mean, it would have took more than 2 minutes. So Candace is lying. She's lying, you guys. I personally don't think Summer was in that house at all. I don't think she ever was in that house, to be honest with you. I think Candace went up on the hill and dropped grandma off at the camper. And then I think that Candace, I think that possibly the boys came out and Candace, maybe gave them something to carry into the house or what into the house. And I don't think she mentioned Summer at all to the boys. I really don't. I don't think she mentioned Summer to the boys. And I think that, she may have went up in the house and the boys were, playing the game machines and watching TV and, and doing their thing. They went right back to what they were doing, and Candace came in. And I think Candace kind of, act like Summer was with her when Summer wasn't. I think Summer was out in the vehicle, laying on those boxes and that milk jug. And I think that Candace went back. She said, boys, I'm going to go over, talk to your grandmother. And I think Candace went back out when she said that she went to talk to Grandma. Grandma came, she saw Grandma over there. I think when she came out, supposedly to talk to Grandma, I think she went back off the hill and went down to Fred's house. That's what I think. I think she came out and went down off the hill down to Fred's house. And I think when she got back to Ben Hill Road, after, meeting up with Chad Arnold and saying Summer was missing and everything, I think she went, I think that's when her and Grandis concocted a plan that, Summer's, planting flowers. Let's put her little toys in there. Maybe some toys that were left in the car, right? The back seat. I think they put the toys in that planter and tried to act like there's plants. I think they, tried to act like they washed hands and got a piece of candy. And I truly believe, I don't put it past Candace saying, boys, watch your sister. And, they're busy and they barely hear what she said. And I think that she basically hung out there with Grandis until about 5:30, waiting to see if these boys are going to come out, what these boys are going to do. And they're in there playing, because they don't want nothing to do with her, right? They don't want, when Candace stays away from the boys, that's a happy day, right? That's a happy day when she ain't bitching, carrying on, and running the household like a the abuser she is, and neglect her. And I think that, her and Grandis was trying to put some shit together. They was trying to put their heads together. And I think that finally Candace took her ass And they probably, they probably cleaned the inside of Grandis's vehicle too. They probably cleaned the back seat up, wiped it all down, and they had a lot to do. And I bet you 10 to 1, Candace went back in the house and she, where's your sister, boys? I hollered. I told you to watch her. She came up in here. I told you to watch her. Well, because they're like dumb funneled, right? These boys are dumb funneled. Like, well, maybe she's in the basement, Mom. We didn't see her. Maybe she's in the basement. And Candace went down there, fungling around. And the reason she didn't know whether the back door's open or not was because she didn't check it. She didn't check the back door. She don't know if it was open or not because she didn't bother to check it, right? Because she already knew what happened to Summer. She didn't have to check that door. She didn't have to look at it to see if it was opened or not. She just went down the bottom of that basement stairs. She didn't look anywhere. She just went down there, stood around for a little bit, and brought that ass right back up the staircase to see what the boys know. Now she's questioning the boys to see, if they looked out or if they seen anything or they know anything. If they was going to buy her bullshit, if they was going to go along with her and buy her bullshit about Summer ever being in the house. And they did, because they're boys and they trusted their mother, right? If you said you sent her in here, then we're going to trust you. You're our mom. We don't expect you to do something to our sister. Type thing. That's my opinion. That's my opinion. I think that, I think all the shit was a hoax. There was no flower planting, no candy getting, no washing hands, no putting back up in the house. I don't think Summer ever got out of that vehicle, to be honest with you. And I believe that because, here's how it went. Right here. There was boxes in the back seat. When they got to the hospital to pick up Grandma, there was boxes in that back seat right there. Summer was over here behind the driver's seat. And Hunter was standing on the damn road. He was out on the parking lot, standing on the road, because once Grandis got her big ass in the front seat, Hunter had nowhere to sit. Because they had big boxes sitting in his place in the back behind the passenger seat is boxes. So what happened was Hunter took these boxes. He grabbed a hold of these boxes like this, and he put them in the back bed of the truck. That's where they ended up at, is in the bed of the truck back there. See? He takes some boxes right on out of that seat. There he goes with them. And he throws them back in the back of the bed of the truck. And then he gets himself back in the seat. He gets himself, that's where he sat. Now, this is where Hunter was sitting, you guys. And because he put the boxes in the back. That's where they was. And that's where the milk jugs were too. And this is where Hunter was sitting on, from the time they left the hospital. He, when they went to the smoke shop, he's sitting here. When they went to drop the stuff off, he's sitting here. When they went swimming, he's sitting here. When they went back, after swimming, Summer's against this door. And Hunter's sitting in his regular seat. Summer's soaking wet against this door on a pillow with her bathing suit on. And Hunter is sitting here in his seat. And they go through Walgreens, they go through Sonic's, they go to the grocery store to get this milk, right? And the whole time he's sitting here, and that baby is soaking wet sitting against this door. That's what she is, according to Hunter. This is Hunter's words, not PG's. This is what he said, not me. Right? So Hunter's the one that said Summer was on a pillow, wet, next to this door when they left the swimming hole. He said she's the only one in the car wet. And then they, they get the milk, right? Well, the milk was in the trunk too until they got to Hunter's house. When they got to Hunter's house, Candace gives, that's where the milk came in. That's where the milk came in. They put the milk in there. The milk gets put in there and it gets stacked up. The boxes get put back in there from the trunk where they was, and Summer from the other side, Summer gets propped up against the milk jugs. It was all staged. It was all staged. That's why her hood of her jacket is pulled, because they used that as leverage to prop her up on the milk jugs. Allie came out when they stopped, said she was sleeping. Allison tried. Um, I'm sorry, you guys. I'm trying to look at the chat. I never thought PG would do something like PG do something like what? Like what, Charlotte's Webbing? What do you mean? You don't think I'd do what? Make it more self-explanatory. What did PG do? What did PG do? Because PG ain't doing anything except visually showing you guys what Hunter said. I'm visually showing you what Hunter himself said. And I played Hunter out saying it. I played the receipts to it. So what do you don't believe that I'm doing? you know, if you have a problem with what I'm saying, then you have a problem with the truth. And if you have a problem with the truth, then you got a problem not with PG. You got a problem with God, because God is the truth, right? You got the devil, who is a liar, and you got God, who is the truth. And what I'm saying is the truth, right? I'm saying the truth. I'm telling you what Hunter said. Hunter said out of his own mouth that after swimming, Summer was against that door. Somebody asked about the pillow. He said, pillow. Oh, Summer was sitting on that because she's the only one in the car wet. She was against, he said, behind the driver's side. He said she was on the driver's side, sitting on that because she's the only one in the car wet. That's what he said, right? So I'm visually showing you what happened that day, according to Hunter, not according to PG. I wasn't there, right? I wasn't there. All I do is collect information the way law enforcement does, and I just basically, show it to you. I bring it to you. That's it. Now, I played out on here where Hunter said that Summer was wet against the driver's side door on a pillow. The only one wet in the car, he said. When they went to Sonic's, when they went to pick up the prescription, when they went to get the milk. Now, where did she get put into dry clothes? The only other place they stopped was at Allison's house before the video was taken, 10 minutes away from Ben Hill Road. So she had to be put in these dry clothes at Allison's house if she was against the door, soaking wet, sitting on a pillow. Do you agree with that or disagree? Put a 1 in the chat if you agree with that. Put a 2 in the chat if you disagree. I mean, here we agree to disagree. It don't hurt my feelings. I mean, we're all in this together. This is a missing 5-year-old little girl that needs us to do all we can to bring the truth to the table, to help try to solve this child's case. I'm not here to argue with nobody. I'm just here to relay to you, the things you're not hearing, right? I go over hours and hours of videos. I do the homework, right? I do the research. I go over hours. I spend hours of my time. Do you spend hours of your time, Charlotte's Webbing? Do you spend hours of your time going over and over these videos to get the answers for Summer Moon Utah Wells? Do you spend hours listening to Hunter, his every fucking word, turning it up as where it might pop your eardrums just to try to get something that can help her case? Do you do that? Do you listen to Jody Sue and her slurring? Monster, oh yeah, fucking monster. Do you go through all of that to get some answers for Summer Moon Utah Wells? Do you listen to hours of her videos trying to figure out exactly if she has any information that could be, great for Summer's case, that could help solve it? Do you do that? Because I do, and I have been for damn near 4 years now. June 15th, 2025, it'll be 4 years. And I've been on this from day one. From day one, I've been on this. I've been busting my ass. And I'm going to tell you something. I don't get no $50 super stickers and chats. I don't get no $100 super stickers and chats. I don't get none of that. I don't get none of that. If Summer's channel's lucky, if it's lucky like tonight, it gets 10, it might get 5. Right? Summer's channel, if PG's lucky, Summer's channel gets enough to pay the StreamYard. By the way, it's $50 some a month, right? And then you got to pay for this high internet. You got to pay for all of this expensive equipment to do all of this. You got to do all of this research and put all this time into everything, right? You got to put all this content together. And then you got to come in here, right? You got to put up with a bunch of haters, right? You got to put up with a bunch of haters. And, it's a walk through hell. It's a walk through hell. And we do it. We do it. And PG pays for that high internet. I pay for that StreamYard. I pay for all these apps to put all this content and do all the things I do. I pay for all the videos I make for summer. And God knows over 3 years I've made a ton. And they cost anywhere from $60 to $100 a piece to put together. But I don't complain. I don't complain. Summer's channel don't make nothing. No, it doesn't. There's no tragedy pimps over here. They haven't ever been any. Summer's channel, if I was depending on support to keep Summer's channel running, I would have shut it down a long time ago. It would have been shut down a long time ago. And that's the truth. Most of Summer's videos has to be taken either, private or completely done away with, because this is America over here. This is the land of the free, home of the brave. We believe in our freedom of speech. And when you believe in freedom of speech, well, you don't make no money. You don't make no money on ads, because the thing has to be taken away. You couldn't even got nothing to put ads upon, right? So please. And even with ads, when you're limited all the time, you're lucky if you make $1 or $2, maybe $1 or $2 if you're lucky, and that's a month. So please, I do what I do because I love this little girl. I want this little girl found, brought home, and justice served. I do what I do because, this channel helps a lot of other missing children as well. I do what I do because this is something I normally wouldn't do. And somehow I got chosen to do it. I think by someone way more powerful than all of us. So, I do what I do. But it is what it is, Like I said, all I could say to the haters, keep hating. Just keep hating. You got to keep hating. That's what haters are going to do. That's what haters are going to do. They're just going to keep hating. But, and haters ain't out here for these babies anyway. They're out here for, the fucking drama and to try to make somebody else's life miserable, right? Let me tell you something. My life is miserable enough without all of that shit, right? It's miserable enough without all of that shit. Trust and believe me. Thank you. Hold up, because that's in a blur. Thank you for your dedication to this beautiful girl. I'm thankful the boys are out of there and maybe get a chance at a normal life. Absolutely. Under your scars. I agree. I very much agree. Summer is gone. She is not forgotten. She will not ever be forgotten. We will continue to work as hard as we can to get all the answers. If nothing else, maybe at some point we will be able to put enough shame upon one of these people who actually know something that they'll go tell it. and her case will be solved. You know, that's what we pray for. That's what we pray for every day. But you know, Summer paid the price. She paid the price to save her brothers. You know, she paid the price to bring a lot of amazing people together out here in a community to you know, learn to love one another, learn to care for one another, learn to pray for one another. Everything good has come out of Summer. Everything good. I can't think of anything bad that has come out of all of this except the fact that she's missing and we can't find her. But as far as everything else goes surrounding this case, as in her brothers, they're in a much better place thanks to her, right? Um, so many people have bonded and came together over the love for her. It is amazing. It is amazing how much, you know, kindness, love, and caring has actually came forth over her. Oh, wow. I appreciate that. Australia, I appreciate it. Love you, PG. God bless you and your family. My daughter sends her love. Hey, girl, you tell your daughter right back at her. God bless. Oh, seeking truth. I appreciate that. Thank you for all you do, PG. Love you. Hey, girl, I love you guys too. You know it. You know it. Um, you guys know it. You know, PG, keep telling your story. Thank you. You know, it's not a story. It's the truth. You know what I tell here is bona fide truth. I'd be afraid to tell anything else. You know, um, I don't want to. You know, I don't want to bust anybody's bubbles, but PG has got a heaven to gain and a hell to shun. And I'm going to tell you something. There is nothing in this world. There's nothing. Even, you know, even Jesus said, if you gain the whole world and you lose your soul, what have you gained? You ain't gained a damn thing. Trust and believe that. You ain't gained nothing. That's the whole purpose of this life. The whole purpose of this life is to, you know, get your soul saved so that you can live forever. This place is just for a minute. We're just passing through, baby. There is a place, forever place. And that's where PG plans on being. That's where I plan on being in the next life. And there ain't nothing out here, you know, nothing worth losing that for. Oh, hell no. When I talk out here, I tell the truth. Now, Hunter is the one that said that he put those boxes in the trunk. Hunter is the one that said that Summer was over there against the driver's side door on a pillow soaking wet. This is all Hunter's words, not PG's words. Just saying. And all I did in this video here is demonstrate to you what happened June the 15th, 2021. From 10 o'clock, actually 10:30 when they got to pick up Grandma. From 10:30 until 2:30 or a little bit after, when they went to Allison's house and left from there. I'm just giving you what Hunter said went down, you know, and that Hunter said that Summer was wet on a pillow against that driver's side door when they left the swimming hole. Now, Candace act like she dressed Summer at the swimming hole in this new school outfit so she wouldn't be wet, so she wouldn't be cold when they went to Sonic's, when they went to pick up the prescription, when they went to the store. But that's not true. Hunter said she was. wet on a pillow against that door. So the only place, and the video was taken after they left Hunter's house, 10 minutes from Ben Hill Road is where the video was taken. And Summer was in dry clothes. So the only place they could have dressed her would have been at Allison's house. They had to move the boxes back because Hunter was sitting there. They had to prop up the milk jugs, and they got all of this out of the bed of the truck. They had to prop up those milk jugs, and they took Summer after they dressed her and put her on those boxes, propped her up there. And I'm going to tell you something. Allison tried to tell Chris M. that Summer wasn't alive. She told Chris M., well, now that I think about it, I don't know if she's alive or not. And Chris said, oh, so you think she might not be alive in the vehicle with your son being, because your son was there? And then she's like, no, she was alive. Do you remember that? Put a 1 in the chat if you remember Allison trying to tell Chris M. that Summer wasn't alive. And then he brought Hunter into it, and she changed her story. Yeah, absolutely. It happened. I played it out on here. I actually played it out on here. Everything I say is truth. And I show the receipts right out of the horse's mouths to back it up. I show the receipts to back it up. Right? So, it is what it is. Yeah, absolutely. If you want to see it, the breaks. If you want to see it, it is on it. Chris McDonough has it. And it is in his video where it's in the video where he interviews Allison and Leslie on the porch. It's in the interview where he interviews Allison and Leslie on the porch. And it's still up. If you want to go view it, go view it. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about. I have played it. I have played that part to show my people, and I give all credit to Chris M. Right? I give all credit to him. And he did an amazing job. He did an amazing job at interviewing Allison and Robin and the Wells, right? He did an amazing job at interviewing all of them. Andrew was live and decided he would pass old photos of himself. One, he mixed soda. Remember Sam asking, who drinks orange soda? Yeah. All right. Hey, I appreciate that, showstopper. God bless. Appreciate the support for Summer's channel. Yeah. Yes. Brat put in the link to Chris's channel. If you like to go view that, please do. Please do. I have played it, and yes, I did. I played it where Allison actually said that. So, I'm on a whole different path tonight. I'm not on that. I'm on a different path tonight. Tonight, I wanted to talk about these 14 people. Who were these children? What the hell was going on, with all of that? Was these people on Ben Hill Road? Who was these people? Why did they feel they needed to get a storage? Was they locking people in there to move? I mean, what was they doing with that truck? Where did that truck really go? Right? What was that truck really doing? We don't know. We don't know what was going on. It just, Allison said the 14 people, and what amazes me is a week from now, I mentioned these 14 people and these kids, there's going to be somebody come in and say, you know, show proof of that, PG. I did today. I did. Today I showed it. I played Allison saying it, and I backed it up and replayed it, and I played it again, and I played it again, so that everyone could hear. They came there with 14 people, she said, and children, and children. So 14 adults and a bunch of children. And Candace, she said Candace was opening her place up to these people, right? Now, did Candace open it? Were they up there? We don't know. I know they got a storage, and I don't think, if you came down here and there's no house to be gotten, then there's no reason to unload your shit if you're going back to New York. So why would you get a storage? What was in that storage? What was going to be put in that storage? I don't know. It sounds to me like there was no furniture in that truck. It sounds to me like there was mattresses and people, right? It sounds like there are like 14 people and a ton of kids back there. According to Allison. Not according to me. According to Allison. There was. And, I don't know what the hell was going on. But that shit just don't sound right. Right? That's all I'm saying. And Jose was scared to go back, right? Jose's bailing out of it all. He gets there, he's trying to separate himself from all of it. So, and the thing is Jose, right? He's the one, the whole police being called and the whole fight and everything is because Jose wanted Summer out of the shower with Dom Wells, right? He wanted her out of that shower. It sounds to me like Jose had a whole lot of righteousness in him. It sounds to me like, he didn't like to be around a certain kind of evil. And it sounds to me like, the reason he didn't go back with these people is because, he caught on to something sinister that he don't, that he doesn't, affiliate himself in, right? He doesn't affiliate himself with that. He don't seem to affiliate himself with, what was going on in the shower, what might have been going on with this big truck and all this stuff. What I'm saying is Jose seemed to, to have some righteousness in him, to a certain extent, right? Jose's like, I'm not that great of a person, but, I'm not going to get caught up in this kind of shit. It's not for me, right? This is not something I can go along with, and he bailed out of it, right? He bailed out. And then Don Wells gets home and, and Jose's like, oh, hell no, this stuff just don't radiate with me. And, he's like, Candace, you get that kid out of there or I'm going to get it out of there. I just don't go for this kind of trash. It sounds like that might be why he bowed out of whatever was going on, in Tennessee there with the U-Haul and the storage unit and so forth and so on. And then, he had to bail out again because, he caused law enforcement to show up and everything else because this kind of stuff just don't radiate with him. I agree, JPL. I have to agree with that. Yeah, I agree too, Blue Bella. I do. I think he got himself mixed up in some stuff he didn't even have any idea he was, you know, I don't think he had any idea what was really, going down with it all. You know, I really don't. I don't think he knew the severity of it. But this particular video, just you know shows you what happened at 10 o'clock in the morning, right? Or 10:30 when they went to pick up Grandis. It just shows you that Hunter had to move and Hunter said he moved the boxes to the truck, to the bed. He said to the bed of the truck because that's what it is. That's what it's called, the bed of a truck. Duh, right? We played it. He said it. And when did them boxes get moved back? When did those boxes get put back in? Well, they got put back in with when Hunter got home and he got out, the milk jugs got put in there, right? The boxes got put back in there. There goes the boxes back. And Summer got redressed and propped up in there, at Allison's house. That's my opinion. That's my opinion based on what Hunter was saying. Based on what Hunter said, this is how it went down. This is how it all went down. It's my opinion that Summer was dressed. If she was wet on the milk jugs, if she was wet on the pillow, as Hunter said, oh, she was on the pillow wet because she's the only one wet in the car. After swimming, if she's the only one wet in the car on a pillow against the driver's side door after swimming, and she's wet through Sonic, she's wet through, and she's all wet when they go through Walgreens, and she's all wet when they get to the store. When did she get put in a dry outfit? Because when they're 10 minutes from home and take the video, she's in this dry outfit. The only place she could have been dressed was at Allison's house. And that's the only place these boxes could have got put back in. The milk jugs put in here and her propped up. Just saying. And it makes sense because Allison really was trying to tell Chris McDonough that Summer was dead on those milk jugs. That she was unlocked. That's what she was trying to tell him. But when he brought Hunter into it, like, oh wow, and your son sitting in the car, with this online child, she's like, oh no, she was alive. The story changed. Oh, she's 100% alive, and Hunter says she's 100% alive, right? Now she's alive because Allison, she's got to protect her boy, right? Can't go there. Because you're right, my boy was in the car, right? Her boy who went in the house shaking from head to toe, having all kinds of mental issues in his bedroom, wouldn't even come out after supposedly having a good day, going everywhere with Candace, Grandis, and Summer, playing with Summer, going swimming and doing all these things. He's going to come home, run to his room, shaking from head to toe, freaking the hell out, and nobody could do anything with him? Oh, come on. There was a hell of a lot more, going on than that. right? No kid comes home, runs to his room, and starts acting like this unless some kind of tragedy happened. Unless something happened, right? I'm going to tell you, I think Allison wanted to tell. She wanted to tell, but she also needed to protect her son. She loved her son. She felt her son was taken advantage of by Candace and Grandis and them. And it was more important, more important to her to protect her son than to help Summer get justice. Right? That's just the way it was.
Andrew,
Yeah.
my place ain't like the most magnificent place in the world, but to save y'all some money, you're more than willing to stay in the basement if you want to in my house.
Candace was willing to let Andrew come again. Not only the first time here.
I mentioned I was moving down here from New York. Candace opened up his house to him and his 14 people that he came down with and their kids. And they just
With their kids, 14 people with their kids, right? All these people, all these kids. And then Candace, here she is again. Here she is again.
Yeah. My place ain't like the most magnificent place in the world, but to save y'all some money, you're more than willing to stay in the basement if you want to in my house.
There you go. She's willing to have him come stay in the basement again, right? Bring him up here again. Just saying, for people who don't really know one another, for people who are on a hate train because of Jose's and all of this, it sure to hell seems like these people are corresponding together pretty damn well, if you ask me. Right? They seem to know each other pretty damn well, and they seem to be corresponding together pretty damn well also. I think everything else is bullshit. I think all that hate train stuff and don't know people is nothing but a smokescreen of BS. I think these people know everybody, right? They know everybody. And listen, you guys, I got more I'd like to go over. I got a lot more I'd like to go over. Absolutely. But I've been in here going on a couple hours, and I'm gonna call it quits here, tonight. And we'll come back, God willing, tomorrow night, and continue forward with this. I'm sorry that we had a disruption in the chat tonight. I don't know why people want to be a problem or want to act out or whatever. But we'll continue to clean up the dust, right? We'll continue to clean up the dust and get it out of the way. There we go. We'll collect all this dust up. We'll get all the answers, one way or another, to figure out the truth. I think law enforcement already knows the truth. To know it and to be able to prosecute it is two different things. You know, to know and to be able to prosecute, two different things. You got to have somebody. You got to have somebody break. You got to have somebody break in order to, to get the ball rolling and get prosecutions and everything. And so far, so far, the people that seemed like they was going to break, or wanted to break, are ending up unalived, right? They're ending up unalived. And the rest of them seem to be the hardcore, you know, ain't going to tell, or too scared up to tell. We got a lot of different things going on in Summer's case. So, but we'll keep moving forward, you guys. We're going to keep moving forward. I wanted to show you guys one of the Christmas pictures we have put together for Summer. Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. This is one of the pictures that will be in her Christmas video. We will be making Summer a Christmas video this year, as we do every year. If you have if you have any pictures that Christmas picture, anything that you want me to, with Summer, to add in, or any missing child that you want me to add into the video, please send it to me through Facebook, or my email, and I'll make sure it gets incorporated into her video for Christmas. And we've already put together her little Christmas cookie cookbook. I may add some more recipes to that. I've been finding some other ones as well. I may add some more to it. And we'll be playing it out again at Christmas as well. So we will be doing something for Summer's Christmas this year. And so we'll be in Christmas Eve. For sure. God willing. I better say God willing, because it is if he's willing. And we will have something for her. So if you have any, like I said, any pictures that you put together, or of the missing children at all, send them through, and I'll make sure they get incorporated in the video. So I just wanted to let you guys know. If you got any cookie recipes, brownie recipes, send them through. And I'll throw them in the cookbook, Summer's Christmas cookbook, for everybody as well. So absolutely, we definitely be doing something for Summer. So I'm going to let you guys get back to your evening. You still have time to watch a movie. You still have time to do something before bedtime. And but I don't ever leave without asking, please send the prayers up for this little girl. The best thing that we can give Summer right now is prayers. Law enforcement ain't been able to solve this case. We haven't really been able to solve this case, but I know who can, and that's God Almighty himself. God controls all things. And if you pray in the name of Jesus Christ, I know at some point God is going to listen. There's so many prayers going up into heaven for Summer to be found, brought home, and justice served. And you'd be surprised at some of the people actually praying for this to happen. There's some people really close to the wells sending up prayers for this baby to be found, because they want answers too. Absolutely. You'd be surprised at some of the prayers that's being sent up to God through Jesus Christ, and from who. So keep those prayers going up. Keep them going up for this little girl. Keep them going up for Michael Vaughn. I don't hear about Michael Vaughn's case much anymore. I very seldom hear about Michael Vaughn. So please keep prayers going up for him. Keep his flyer, keep his name, and keep everything out here. If you have a Facebook or a YouTube, post up Michael Vaughn so we can keep him circulating as well, because he needs to be found too. He's missing just as much as Summer and needs to be found just as much as Summer. So please keep the prayers going up for him, and keep them going up for Sebastian Rogers. I understand that his case is going cold as well. I figured it would. I figured as much. You know, and it seems like his is going colder a lot faster than Summer's did. So keep those prayers going up for him also, in the name of Jesus. And pray for one another. Pray for one another, because that's what God wants us to do, right? God wants us to pray for one another. He put us all together out here for these missing kids, and he bonded us together with love, kindness, and caring. And let us pray for one another as well, as we're praying for everything else. Amen. All right, everybody. I want to say God bless. Good night and much, much love.